Now at 4, a report on how the IEDC does business set to be released. I'm Emily Longnecker. Coming up, the changes already happening because of what's in that report.
And we're finishing the day with some sunshine, a few showers. We've got more fog in the forecast and 80s as well.
And saying goodbye to the matriarch of the Pacers. What we're learning from the family of Nancy Leonard, who has died at the age of 93. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News. Good evening, thanks for joining us. It's 4 o'clock and Governor Mike Braun took center stage today, not at a rally or at a ribbon cutting, but at the head of a big meeting that's getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, that meeting was with the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, also known as the IEDC, and it plays a huge role in deciding where your tax dollars go when it comes to attracting new businesses to the state. Governor Braun made transparency a big promise on the campaign trail.
One of his first big moves, calling for an audit of how things were run at the IEDC before he took office. So, how is that audit going and where are the findings and what are the findings so far?
To answer those questions, 13 News State House reporter Emily Longnecker has been digging into it. She's here with the latest. Hi, Em.
Hi, Dustin and Felicia. Yeah, that audit is done, and a report on the audit was reviewed today by the governor and the IEDC board in a closed-door session. That report is set to be released sometime late next week after a legal team has reviewed it to see if anything in it needs to be redacted. Now, the audit was done by FTI Consulting, and it was started in mid-May. It looked at how the IEDC did business from January 2022 to December 2024, including whether or not there were instances of improper use of state and federal dollars. Although he didn't give specific details about what the audit found, Governor Braun said today it confirmed the need for increased transparency and accountability. He also talked about a change already in the works with the IEDC.
We have a new investment policy in place to make sure investment dollars stay in Indiana. The Indiana Economic Development Foundation has not accepted any new contributions since April. That was another entity within the IEDC, and we are putting together a plan to wind it down.
The Indiana Economic Development Foundation is a nonprofit affiliated with the IEDC that raised private funds to support the IEDC in its economic development efforts. This past spring, Governor Braun froze new money from coming into the foundation when he called for an audit of the IEDC. Now, according to the Indiana Capital Chronicle, part of that freeze was over concerns about how the IEDC was spending some of that money on travel, meals, and entertainment as part of its work. So the report on this audit set to come out at some point late next week. A spokesperson with the governor's office familiar with the audit and the report said that the audit found nothing criminal. There will be no instances noted in that report of any criminal activity involved with how the IEDC was doing business. Dustin, Felicia?
All right, Emily Longnecker live for us at the State House this afternoon. Thank you, Emily.
On to more news now because we got to get to the latest. The developing story we've been following all day from Texas, a shooting at a federal immigration and customs enforcement office in Dallas.
2 detainees are dead, 1 injured in what officials call a targeted shooting at that ICE facility. Here's Ivan Rodriguez with the latest.
There were shots fired at our Dallas field office. Right now, preliminary information is a possible sniper.
Several agencies are investigating a deadly shooting at an immigration and customs enforcement facility in Dallas. Officials say at least 2 of the victims are detainees and no law enforcement officers were injured.
I can confirm at this time that the FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence.
This is at least the 3rd shooting to target a Texas ICE facility this year. The field office in Dallas has held more than 8,000 temporarily detained persons over the first 6 months of President Donald Trump's administration, according to data obtained by the Deportation Data Project. FBI Director Kash Patel shared an image on social media of what authorities say are the bullets connected to the shooting.
Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
The acting field director for ICE Dallas called for an end to extreme political rhetoric.
It's just got to stop. It's dangerous, and people are losing their lives.
while Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson asked for calm and patience as the investigation continues.
There's still a lot of unanswered questions, and I want to encourage all of you to exercise a little bit of restraint and allow them to do their job.
Also today, Indianapolis Metro Police announced they have arrested a suspect in a shooting that killed a UPS worker on the northwest side.
28-year-old Paris Mall is now formally charged with 1 count of murder in 22-year-old Lorenzo Murray's death, and we now know the two were co-workers. The shooting happened back in August near a UPS distribution center on West 81st Street. Officers say Murray had just gotten off work there and was sitting on a bench when he was shot. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition where he died. Authorities say before the shooting, Murray told his girlfriend that Mall was, quote, being weird, but he did not go into depth about what happened. Police say Mall left the scene and rode on an Indigo bus. Coming up at 5 today, our Ashton Hackman will have the surveillance images of the suspect just released today. The woman that many people would say saved the Indiana Pacers franchise has died. Nancy Leonard was the wife of Hall of Fame coach Bobby Slick Leonard and served as the de facto general manager of the struggling franchise back in the 70s. She organized a telethon that sold enough tickets to keep the team going back in 1977. She also started the Indiana Pacemates dance team. We just talked with Nancy back in June when she attended games during the Pacers' run to the NBA Finals. Her family says that her health declined in recent months. Her husband, Slick, died in 2021. Nancy Leonard was 93 years old. She will be missed.
Yeah. And the Colts are one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. Indy is one of just 6 remaining unbeaten teams in the league.
Can you say that? We've been waiting a while to say that. One of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. That's right.
Wake up, wake up.
The team hit the practice field today ahead of its Week 4 matchup this week with the Los Angeles Rams. It's a road game. Injuries sidelined several Colts players for practice today, including Kenny Moore, DeForest Buckner, and Alec Pierce. Still, the vibes around this team right now are incredibly high, and fans are taking notice. Coach Shane Steichen talked about that. He spoke today also regarding his message to the team amid this 3-0 start.
Yeah, I think anytime you have, momentum early in the season, the biggest thing is keeping that momentum. And that's why I go back to that day one mentality and taking it one day at a time, because we know this is a long season. But we're excited, about where we're at. But again, it's the process that we got to go through each and every week to get done what we need to get done.
Colts and Rams kick off 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Dominic Miranda will have more from practice today, coming up at 5 and 6.
All right, one of the hottest teams. Did you say one of the hottest teams?
I said one of the hottest teams.
One of the hottest teams.
Undefeated on the season so far.
I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but 3-0 is better than 0-3.
Yes.
That's the only analysis you'll get here from us. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so we've been following weather because we've seen a lot of rain over the next few days, but it won't last.
Yeah, we have just a few little showers out there right now. We're going to look back at last night and then look back at the last 5 days because, as many of you know, yes, we are in the middle of this drought that we've been on. So things kind of shifted a little bit to the south. We did have some areas that really got hit last night. The south and southeast side of Marion County, these are radar rain estimates, 2 to over 3 inches of rain across parts of Johnson County, lighter amounts on the north side of Marion County. Now, as we look back at the last 4 or 5 days, and these are CocoRoss, which is the weather reporting network here in Indiana and across the country, these are actual numbers. So Marion County ranging from 1/2 inch to over 2 inches. We had some 3-4 inch reports just last night. So this is the wettest week we've had in many weeks, and now the rain is just going to be more of the nickel and dime stuff. We've seen a few showers around. There's a real weak front that's just now going south of I-70, but we've had a pretty nice afternoon. Look at this. We've shot right up to 81. So with enough sunshine, that's what we can get. And you can see 78 there in Bloomington, 80 in Shelbyville. What happens as we go through the evening, we'll keep in that slight chance of a shower. Dew points are in the low 60s, so it's not crazy humid. But there you go. It is going to be kind of a mild to slightly warm afternoon for after-school plans. Now, we do have some fog we want you to know about and a string of 80s and sunshine in the 7-day forecast. Stay tuned for that.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
Just ahead, more reaction from Jimmy Kimmel after returning to late night following a temporary suspension.
And Governor Braun weighs in on the conversation on free speech and its consequences. His thoughts on the ongoing debate when we come back.